I'm Jodie. I come from Sydney. I work as an architect. I didn't have any big trip planned or anything like that. And it was really more that I wasn't finding that I was getting out as much as I wanted to. I wasn't keeping up with my mates, some of whom are still in the outdoor industry. And I was in quite a bit of pain. I'd been struggling with a lot of tendinitis through my body. Going downhill was becoming really difficult, and I could just see an end to where I was going. And I really wanted to get back into doing what I loved and enjoyed in the outdoors. So it was more about trying to be more comfortable on my hikes, enjoy them more, be in less pain, and be able to get out and do more with my friends and try not to slow everyone down. When I started, I think one of the surprises was that it seemed pretty easy. You know, I had been going to a gym and doing, a lot of the classic HIIT and everything else that you end up doing at the gym. And so by comparison, the programs were smaller, which meant that they were a lot more achievable, and the exercises didn't feel that hard initially. And yet, as I concentrated on them and had to do them, I could definitely feel them working, and the results were absolutely there. That said, as we progressed through and exercises got harder, I definitely noticed that as well, and there were certainly some great challenges put in there. But I loved the fact that it was really attainable to do everything. There was a lot in there that I hadn't done before. I think that was one of the great things for me, was that when I came into doing this, everything was quite different to what I had been doing. And, I mean, that made it more interesting, but it also meant to me that there was more chances that this was heading towards the answers that I needed, because clearly what I had been doing wasn't working for me. So, I liked the fact that the exercises were really good at targeting multiple things at once. And clearly, the focus on them being for hiking was obviously working for me, what with the problems I had with my feet, my knees, my hips, my shoulders. Yeah, I was pretty riddled. I think I started with roadblocks in actual fact, and certainly got hit with a few along the way. When I started, I'd been suffering with vertigo, or BPPV. So I wasn't allowed to lay down and do exercises. So we had to come up with a whole bunch of exercises that I could do. And then when that finally got better, I got hit with it twice more. I had a couple of sort of injuries with my knees throughout, which is not unusual given the poor state that they were in. But what was really good was, the approach, or your famous thing of no matter, what the exercise is, there's at least 6 other variations that we can do, and there's always a way to be able to target what we need to do. And so, the ability to just swap out the exercises and find something that did work, that meant I didn't have to lay down and do an exercise because I had vertigo, or didn't have to have a lot of head movement, that, worked with when I was having lots of cramping issues with my calves, or reduced impact on my knee for a little while so I could build it back up, or even being able to, do a little bit extra on one knee to get it going a little bit further. That was a really good process of getting through it. The fact that no matter what, there was a way to move forward. Yeah, it was a complete and utter game changer. And it wasn't just me that noticed it. The friends that I go hiking with were amazed in the difference that they saw. And for them to bring it up and mention it, was great, because it really felt like it was all so worthwhile. And I was putting a lot of energy into, trying to make sure I was doing the right thing. So I was noticeably faster on the track, but particularly downhill. That was huge. I remember the first time that, even though it wasn't much, I went down a set of stairs without pain in my knees, and I had given up thinking that was a possibility. I was more sure-footed. My friends could notice that I was in less pain. They could read it in my face, and I was enjoying it so much more. which was great. If you're slowing down, you got more aches and pains. You don't have to be put up with it. You know, I thought that was just going to be the normal. That was what I was going to have to go through. I was getting older. I was getting a bit slower, but it's certainly, I've been surprised how much I have improved through doing this. So don't put up with the pain. Do something. A massive thank you to you. So for all your assistance, like I said, it's been a game changer, and I'm really glad I did this.